Good morning. Today I want to remind you of something that can shift the weight off your shoulders and open your heart to peace. The universe has a better plan than the one you've been holding on to so tightly. We spend so much of our lives trying to control outcomes, forcing timelines, and demanding that life work exactly how we think it should. When things don't unfold the way we expected, we panic, we fear, we doubt, and we convince ourselves that something has gone wrong. But Gabby Bernstein teaches us that nothing is ever truly wrong, nothing is wasted, and nothing is out of place. The universe is always guiding us, even when it feels like we've been rejected, delayed, or redirected. Sometimes the no you receive today is the exact blessing that clears the path for the yes you've been praying for. Sometimes the closed door is protection, and sometimes the disappointment is the divine realignment that brings you closer to what's truly meant for you. The universe's plan is not built on your fears, your ego, or your limited vision. It is designed by infinite wisdom that sees the bigger picture of your life, the people you're meant to meet, the lessons you're meant to grow through, and the blessings that are waiting for you in divine timing. Trust that what you think is a setback is often the setup for something greater. Trust that what leaves your life was never meant to stay, and trust that what belongs to you will never pass you by. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Begin asking, how is this happening for me? Because that small shift in perspective unlocks faith, patience, and peace. You don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to force every outcome. You only need to trust, surrender, and allow. The universe has a better plan than the one you're clinging to, and when you release control, you create space for miracles, for opportunities you never imagined, and for blessings beyond your wildest dreams. So breathe deep, let go of the struggle, and step into trust, because life is not working against you, it is always working for you. When life doesn't go the way you hoped, when you find yourself staring at closed doors, lost opportunities, or broken dreams, it's easy to feel like the universe has abandoned you. But the truth, Gabby Bernstein teaches, is that the universe has a better plan, one far greater than anything you could design with your limited human perspective. We often confuse temporary detours with dead ends, not realizing that what we perceive as rejection is in fact divine redirection. Imagine a child who wants to touch fire because it looks beautiful, not understanding it will burn them. The loving parent pulls them away, and though the child may cry, that guidance is protection, not punishment. The universe works the same way, guiding us away from what would harm us, even when we think we know better. Every unanswered prayer, every delayed dream, every loss that feels unbearable carries within it a deeper wisdom. The universe sees the entire map of your journey. You only see a small corner. You want what feels safe, immediate, familiar, but the universe wants what will awaken you, stretch you, and lead you to the fullness of your destiny. That's why Gabrielle reminds us that surrender is not weakness, it is strength, because in surrender we align with a force that knows where we belong, even when we cannot see the way. The pain of disappointment is real, but within that pain there is an invitation to trust, to release control, to step into faith that what is for you will not pass you by. Think about the relationships that ended and left you shattered, only for you to later realize they were clearing space for deeper love. Think about the jobs you lost that felt devastating, but ultimately became the doorway to your true calling. Think about the times you thought life was over, only to look back and realize it had just begun. That is the pattern of divine orchestration, and the universe has been speaking this truth to you all along. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. Preparation often feels like loss because it requires stripping away what no longer serves you, but it is only in letting go of what is small that you can receive what is big. Only in releasing what is temporary that you can make room for what is eternal. Every challenge is a hidden gift, every delay a secret blessing, and every ending the beginning of something new. The universe is not punishing you, it is positioning you, aligning you, refining you, so that when the right moment arrives, you are ready to receive it. And so the first truth you must hold on to is this: the plan you are clinging to may not be the plan that sets you free, and the dream you think you need may not be the dream that fulfills you. Trust the interruptions, trust the changes, trust even the heartbreaks, because the universe has a better plan, and it is always leading you toward it. When it comes to remembering that the universe has a better plan, is that every challenge, every delay, and every moment of confusion is not there to break you, but to build you, to strengthen you, and to expand you into the person you are meant to become. Good morning. So many times we attach our worth and our happiness to one outcome, one path, one version of how life should unfold. And when that path is interrupted, we feel devastated, betrayed, and even abandoned by life itself. But the universe in its infinite wisdom is not taking from you. It is reshaping you, aligning you, and preparing you for something far greater than you imagined. The universe is not bound by your timelines, your expectations, or your fears. It operates beyond what your eyes can see, orchestrating connections, opportunities, and miracles that are still hidden from your view. That's why Gabrielle teaches us that rejection, loss, or delay is not a signal of failure, but a sacred invitation to trust deeper, to release your attachment to what you thought was best, and to remain open to the infinite possibilities of what could be.
When one chapter closes, it is because your soul has outgrown it. When a door shuts, it is because another is about to open that will serve you on a higher level. The universe does not withhold, it redirects. And that redirection is where your growth happens, because the plan you thought was perfect for you may have been too small for the greatness you are meant to embody. Think of the times in your life when you wanted something so badly that you fought for it with all your energy, only to look back later and realize that not getting it was the greatest blessing. Perhaps it was a relationship that ended and left you in pain, but that ending freed you from a cycle that was draining your spirit. Perhaps it was a career you chased that never materialized, but the loss of that path opened the doorway to your true calling. These moments teach us that the universe always has a better plan, and though we cannot see it in the moment, we are asked to lean into faith, to trust that life is not working against us, but for us. When you release your grip on how things should be, you open your heart to how things are meant to be. That is the shift Gabrielle encourages, moving from control to surrender, from fear to trust, from limitation to expansion. The universe is never random. It is intentional, deliberate, purposeful. Every heartbreak, every loss, every missed opportunity is a piece of the puzzle that fits into the greater picture of your destiny. The people who leave your life are making space for those who will honor you fully. The opportunities you lose are clearing the path for ones that align with your deepest values. The pain you endure is shaping your resilience, your compassion, and your strength. None of it is wasted. The universe has a way of guiding you into alignment even when you resist. Often the plans we create are based on fear of being alone, fear of not being enough, fear of not succeeding, and so we cling to what feels safe. But the universe sees beyond fear, guiding you to experiences that liberate you from it. Trusting that the universe has a better plan does not mean life will be free from struggle. It means that even in the struggle there is meaning, even in the setback there is growth, and even in the silence there is guidance. It is about shifting your focus from asking, why is this happening to me, to what is this teaching me? How is this shaping me for what is to come? That simple shift changes your perspective from victimhood to empowerment, from despair to hope. When you stand in trust, you begin to see obstacles not as proof of failure, but as preparation for the blessings ahead. You stop resisting life and start flowing with it, knowing that your journey is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. So the second key truth to hold on to is this. The universe's plan is not here to rob you of joy, but to lead you into a deeper, more fulfilling joy than you could have scripted for yourself. It is not about what you lose, it is about what you are being prepared to receive. You may not see it yet, you may not understand it in this season, but one day you will look back and realize that every unanswered prayer, every closed door, and every detour was the universe's way of saying, I have something better for you, just wait. And when that moment comes, when the pieces fit together, you will see that you were never forgotten, you were always being guided, and the universe's plan has always been better than yours. The universe has a better plan, is that your journey is not about control, it is about trust, not about clinging to certainty, but about learning to live in faith and surrender.
Good morning. When we live in a world that glorifies striving, pushing, and forcing, it becomes easy to believe that we are the sole architects of our destiny, that our worth depends on how much we achieve and how quickly we achieve it. Yet time and again, life reminds us that our plans are fragile, that even our best strategies can unravel, and that sometimes no matter how hard we try, things do not go the way we expected. In those moments, fear whispers that we have failed, that we are falling behind, that we are forgotten. But Gabrielle's message is clear. You are never forgotten. You are never behind, and you are never lost, because the universe is always guiding you, always supporting you, always leading you towards something better, even when you cannot see it. The practice is learning to soften your grip, to stop fighting every current, and to allow yourself to be carried by the greater flow of life. Trusting that flow requires courage, because it means embracing uncertainty. It means stepping into the unknown without guarantees, and it means believing that you are supported even in the silence. But that trust is where your freedom lies, because the moment you release control is the moment you create space for miracles, for blessings, for outcomes beyond your imagination. Think about the times in your life when holding on only brought more pain, when forcing an outcome only drained your energy, when trying to control the uncontrollable left you empty and anxious. Now think about the moments when you finally let go, when you surrendered, when you released the need to know exactly how everything would unfold. And notice how, in that space, life began to move again. Opportunities appeared, peace returned, and clarity slowly emerged. That is the miracle of surrender. The universe's plan is not confined by your fears or your deadlines. It unfolds in divine timing, and divine timing is never late. You may feel delayed, but you are not denied. You may feel unseen, but you are deeply known. You may feel like things are falling apart, but in reality they are falling into place. The challenge is that you often can't see the beauty of the bigger picture while you are still standing inside the mess. But just as a seed must break apart in the soil before it can grow, you too must sometimes go through seasons of breaking before you can rise into your fullest self. Trust that the breaking is not the end, it is the beginning, and the universe has placed within you the strength to bloom, even in the darkest soil. When Gabrielle speaks about the universe having a better plan, she is not asking you to deny your pain or pretend that disappointment doesn't hurt. She is inviting you to honor the pain while also holding space for faith, to acknowledge your sadness, but also remember that sadness is not the final chapter. She is asking you to recognize that even in heartbreak, even in rejection, even in uncertainty, there is a deeper unfolding at work, something you may not understand now but will one day look back on with gratitude. Life is not happening to you, it is happening for you. Every ending clears space for a new beginning. Every detour takes you closer to alignment, and every delay builds the patience and resilience you will need for the blessings ahead. The universe's plan is always bigger, always kinder, always more expansive than the one you would have chosen, because it is not limited by your fears. It is rooted in love. Your role is not to control every detail of your life, but to trust the divine choreography that is already unfolding. You are not here to push against the current, but to flow with it. You are not here to chase what is leaving, but to embrace what is arriving. When you let go of the illusion of control, you step into the reality of peace. When you trust that the universe has a better plan, you stop living in fear of what you are losing and start living in gratitude for what you are about to gain. And when you finally surrender, you realize that the very thing you thought was a loss was actually your liberation. This is the power of faith, the power of trust, and the power of aligning yourself with a universe that has never stopped loving you, guiding you, and preparing you for everything you were always meant to become. The universe has a better plan, is that alignment is more powerful than effort, that when you stop pushing from fear and start living from faith, life begins to arrange itself in ways you could never orchestrate. Good morning. Think about how much energy you have spent in your life trying to force things into place. Relationships you knew were not meant for you, but you kept holding on to because you feared being alone. Jobs that drained your soul, but you convinced yourself you had to stay because of security. Dreams you pursued not from passion, but from pressure. That effort leaves you exhausted, burned out, and unfulfilled because it is born from fear, from lack, from the desperate belief that you must make everything happen on your own. But Gabrielle reminds us that true creation, true success, true manifestation does not come from grinding and desperation. It comes from aligning your energy with love, peace, and trust. The universe does not respond to your words or even your actions as much as it responds to your vibration. And when your vibration is rooted in fear, you attract more struggle. But when it is rooted in trust and love, you attract opportunities, people, and blessings that flow with ease. Alignment is not about doing more, it is about doing less, but from a place of power, because one action taken in faith has more impact than 100 actions taken in fear. When you are aligned, life begins to feel different. Synchronicities show up, those little moments when the right person calls, when an unexpected door opens, when an idea drops into your heart at the exact moment you need it. To someone outside, it may look like luck, but you know it is alignment. You know it is the universe working with you because you are finally in flow. That is why Gabrielle teaches that instead of asking, how can I make this happen? A better question is, how can I align my energy with love so the universe can guide me? It shifts the weight from your shoulders onto a greater source of support. It takes you out of panic and into peace. It takes you out of control and into co-creation. And this is the better plan. Not a life where you carry every burden alone, but a life where you trust that you are carried, where you partner with something greater, where you stop chasing and start attracting. You are not meant to fight your way through life. You are meant to flow through it with strength, ease, and grace. The power of alignment is that it changes not just what you attract, but how you experience the journey. Instead of seeing obstacles as proof that you are failing, you begin to see them as guidance, redirection, and protection. Instead of feeling abandoned when doors close, you trust that closed doors are divine detours leading you where you truly belong. Instead of feeling the pressure to constantly perform, you allow yourself to rest, to breathe, to trust that your worth is not tied to your productivity, but to your presence. And in that space, miracles become possible because your heart is open, your energy is clear, and your spirit is free. Alignment teaches you that you do not have to exhaust yourself to be worthy of blessings. You simply need to be available, open, and willing to receive. That willingness is the bridge between your vision and the universe's plan, and once you walk across it, you realize that the life you were trying to force was so much smaller than the life you were meant to live. The universe has a better plan because the universe sees from a higher perspective. It sees the connections you cannot. It knows the timing you cannot. It orchestrates the meetings, the breakthroughs, and the opportunities you could never design. And when you choose alignment over effort, you place yourself in the position to receive that orchestration. You stop running in circles trying to control everything, and you start walking with clarity because you know you are guided. This is the fourth truth. The universe doesn't require you to fight harder. It invites you to align deeper. The more you align with love, the more you release fear, the more you trust in divine timing, the more you live in the flow of life instead of against it. And in that flow, you discover a freedom you have been chasing all your life but could never find in effort alone.